Carolyn, please stop trying to eat the skin of the turkey. It hasn't even been cooked yet. My cousin Rhonda was trying to coerce my mom to stay out of the kitchen. It was only 10 a.m. on Thanksgiving, and my mom was blitzed. As soon as we had arrived at Rhonda's, she cracked one open. She wasn't an alcoholic. She could go weeks without drinking, but when she permitted herself to drink, it was no holds bar. The rest of the day consisted of my mom spilling many drinks, overfilling her plate, passing out on Rhonda's bed, and missing the toilet when she got sick. Jamie drove us home, and I got my mom some water and into bed. I meandered my way back out into the living room and turned on the TV. It wasn't even 8 p.m. yet. I sat there most of the night having an intense internal dialogue. Pills, weed, alcohol. It seems like my mom was never sober anymore. Every waking moment, she had some mind and body-altering substance flowing through her veins. It made me uncomfortable watching her stumble and mumble through life. And honestly, I was constantly embarrassed. I decided that night that I could never allow myself to get like her. So now, I rarely drink, and every time I do, I just think about how much I wish I weren't drunk. Same with pills. Sometimes I have to be reminded that I can take a leave when I have a headache, as my adversity towards pills is something that will never fade. I'm terrified of addiction, and I'm worried about ever emulating her choices in life. My mom needed a lot of positive attention. She struggled with her feelings of abandonment. Her life was riddled with it. Failed relationships, friends who abused her goodwill, and death had traumatized her since she was a kid. She felt lonely all the time, and she seemed to only know how to foster loneliness, never how to combat it. She was most comfortable when she was sad. Her fear of being alone paralyzed her growth. As I grew older, I found that we had suddenly switched roles. Her inability as an adult left me picking up all the slack. I was responsible for everything. I made all the meals. The check cashing place we lived by knew me well, so I could bring any checks in my mom's name down and cash them. I'd then pay all the bills there and use what was left to go grocery shopping. Honestly, as long as my mom had the money for her pills and beer, she was content to let me be in charge. There was one time when I was 8 that I made a vet appointment for my dog. I took her in by myself and paid with cash all by myself. The workers there didn't know how to talk to me because I was a kid, but I knew my pet owner responsibilities as an adult should. The secretary even drove me home after because I'd walked almost 2 miles for the visit. I'd often steal shopping carts so I could get our groceries home. In another instance when I was 12, I stole one without realizing the store had installed automatic locks on many of their carts. I got about halfway home when it stopped working, and I had to figure out how to carry all my groceries home. I ended up hanging them all from my body, keeping my arms outstretched so nothing would fall. I had bruises on my arms and shoulders for the next few weeks from the sheer weight I had to carry. When I went to group homes, my mom suddenly had to face life alone. Instead of using the time apart to better herself, she sunk deeper into her loneliness and continued to use substances, mostly pills, to distract her from herself. My return home 2 years later seemed to only make her spiral more. While she was happy to have me back, she found my sudden leap into manhood unnerving. It seemed like she felt like she had missed my childhood, and then it was too late. I know it seems like I'm bashing my mother. Like I have this intense anger and animosity towards her, but I don't. Sincerely. I've long accepted my mom had huge faults. I've also realized that without my lived experiences, I wouldn't be the amazing person I am today. However, I also know that if I didn't process my internal trauma, I could end up just like her. And that's truly my biggest fear. I miss my mom. I was 18 when she died, and I'm 36 as I write this. That means it's been 18 years since she passed, but it still feels so fresh. My emotional wounds are finally starting to heal after so many years of letting them fester with infection. I'm doing the healing she never could, and it feels like I'm doing it for the both of us. I still have a long journey to fully understand accept, and recover from my past. Generational trauma is a bitch. However, my future is only getting brighter with each new word I write, and I'm ready to make the most of my life, come what may.